What expectations do you have for the projects that you're working on? Could you be sabotaging yourself without even knowing it? I'm going to be talking about that today, and how important it is that we know why we're working on the projects that we're working on, and that we've really examined the motivations behind the things that we create. Hi friends, I hope you're having a great day. Here in the Pacific Northwest, it's turned super cold. So I decided to come into the photo studio. This is where I get most of my work done. Now it's a total mess right now, so I'm not gonna spin the camera around too much. At some point, I'd love to give you a tour of the whole place, but for now, we're just gonna kind of keep it here because, like I said, it's a total mess. I recorded most of this yesterday, and as I was looking back through the footage, I realized that I had forgotten to say something really important, and that is the person, my friend, that I'm sharing about in this episode, she knows I'm sharing about her. She gave me permission. I asked if I could talk a little bit about her story and the lessons that I pulled out of it. I just wanted you guys to know that she's okay with me sharing her story. You know, I was talking this week with a client. In the last 6 months, she spent almost $10,000 putting together an album, overextended herself financially. The fact is that she put this album out and nothing happened. She was devastated. This album that she put together didn't do the thing that she needed it to do. Can you imagine the feeling? You've put your baby out. This piece of art that you've devoted so much time, so much energy to, flops. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. Well, that's kind of what I want to talk about today. As I was talking to her, one of the things that really came to light is that she had just a ton of hidden expectations for this thing. I mean, not hidden to the world, I mean, literally hidden to herself. As we were unpacking things, she was discovering that she had placed so many expectations on the release of this piece of art that there was no way it could live up. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with expectation, but the real problem comes in if we haven't addressed those expectations up front, or we're not aware of the expectations that we have for the art and for ourselves and for the project. That's when we can really get ourselves into trouble. I think it's really important that as we're setting expectations for ourselves, that we're setting expectations that we have control over versus expectations that we don't have control over. For example, something I have control over is the growth that I may have as a result of the project that I'm working on, or the experience that I will carry with me and it changes me, the spiritual awakening that I may have as a result of the thing that I'm working on. These are all things that are within our control, and because they're in our control, we can ensure that there will be an outcome for those things. Now, things that may be outside of our control, things like, I'm going to get famous as a result of this project or this piece of art. I'm going to gain followers. I'm going to make money. I'm going to grow in prestige. I'm going to become more well-known. These are things that inherently, they're not in our control. They rely on something outside of ourselves in order to come to pass. Now, the problem with hidden expectations is very often we take on these things that are outside of our control, but we don't realize it because we haven't really fully done the homework of identifying what our expectations are. So we don't take the time to find an expectation and say, oh, fame and fortune? Those would be really nice. I'd love to have those things, but they're not in my control. That's outside of me. The thing I can control is creating something, making it, putting it out into the world, having a sense of self-satisfaction, learning, growing, changing. But I can't control fame and fortune. So if I get it, if it happens, then, well, that's great. I'm super excited about it. But if it doesn't happen, it's no commentary on me as a human. It's no commentary on how worthwhile I am or how worthy I am. Brené Brown talks a lot about this idea of worthiness and belonging as being completely independent of the things that we do and the art that we make or the projects that we take on. And I think that it's really easy as a creator of any kind to own more than our share of the blame and own more than our share of the success as well, because there is so much in success that is outside of our control as a maker. The only things that we can really control are the making and the doing. So I think the thing that I'm learning is that I need to spend more time thinking about why I'm doing the things I'm doing, instead of just doing things and only later figuring out why I did them. In any case, I hope you found this useful. If you did, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and if you would do me a favor and like this, it really helps. If you want to get more content like this, subscribe. Hit the bell, all that stuff, you know what to do. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.